Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today I'm going to be doing a full face of Revolution, makeup revolution, however you call it. And I have a couple of new products to test out. The main thing that I want to test out today is the Revolution Pro True Love Face Palette. So this is essentially, blush, bronzer, highlighter and eyes in kind of like one set, and I just wanted to kind of use it and see if it's kind of worth purchasing, and do these kind of things really work, because I know a lot of people have different skin tones, and the thing is I think these palettes there's only two versions, so this is like light and medium, and I think there's like medium and deep, but we'll get into that once I test it. I don't have a new primer or a Revolution primer that I kind of wanted to test again, so I just used the 17 Matte Base Perfection Oil Control Primer, and I've been quite oily recently, so this has made my skin nice and matte. So we're going to go into foundation. This is a foundation that I have tried before, which is IRL foundation filter, but the shade that I have is F0.2, so this is so light for me. I am more ghost like than usual, but I actually got like a little sample pack from online. I can't remember where I got it from, but they sent me an email saying, I think it was Clair or Mary Curie, whatever they're called, and they sent me an email saying, do you want a sample of the Revolution foundation? I said, yeah, why not? And so I got I think this is like the next one up, so this is F3 to F6.5, so you do get quite a big shade selection. I kind of feel like I don't know which one to use, because they all become a little bit deep, so I know that's like with foundations they just go deeper, but I kind of feel like maybe going in with number 3, which is this one, because the 0.2 is ridiculous. And the thing is, I've tried this foundation a few times and it's not amazing, and I have tried it under different foundations, different kind of ways that I have applied it, and it just kind of does the same thing. And I want to see if maybe having a different shade might help. It probably won't, because that's such a stupid thing for me to say, but who knows how it might work. So I'm going to go in with 3. You do get a generous amount. This is obviously going to be like one use, because like I don't want to like close it and then use it again. So I thought I would just see what this is like. And I mean, if you've seen my previous videos talking about this foundation, it makes me look really dry, and I think maybe using a mattifying primer might not have been the best option, but to be honest, that's a primer that I'm really enjoying at the moment because of how oily my skin is. I have very combination skin, and I want to see how this works kind of under different tones maybe in the future. Like if I decide to maybe purchase it again, I'll get a deeper shade, because again, like this shade, my main shade is like the one I purchased is a big no-no, and I don't want to constantly add like so many products, like adding a massive amount of like bronzers and blushes and stuff like that. So far we're looking fine. I mean, this is definitely an improvement on my main shade that I have, so we're getting somewhere positive. I mean, again, that doesn't mean that the foundation quality is any different, because it really won't make a difference. It just is a different tone on my skin, and maybe this is a bit more my tone. Is still not completely probably my tone, but I think we're getting there. So this shade was probably a good selection. I've always said, like, when I buy foundations online, I always try and go for really safe shades, as opposed to a shade that I would be too deep on, and obviously trying to like conceal it and stuff like that. But thinking about it, I just need to take my time when finding foundations now, because I can't keep on like spending all of this money and it be completely the wrong shade. Okay, I'm gonna stop adding more because it's gonna get a bit too matte for me, so I'm gonna put this aside and we'll see how it goes when I use the rest of the products, because we'll see how it works. But looking in my mirror, I mean, we're looking all right. We'll just see how we get on. I'm gonna add a bit of powder first, because I do have another blush that I want to try. So I'm gonna go in with my Glam Mood in the shade Beige. I don't know why I picked this up ages ago. Like, this is an okay powder. It arrived smashed, so that's why it looks just a bit weird, but it's an okay like powder. It's very kind of shimmery in some places. I don't know if it's just the powder itself or whatever, but it's an okay powder. It's nothing kind of amazing. And now looking at this foundation, I still look quite pale, but I think I look a bit better compared to some of my previous uses of this one. So let's just put this down. So I do have another blush that I want to try today, and I'm really excited to try this because this is a cream like tint like blush. So this is the Cheeky Shot blush shot. It's a mouthful. Yeah, blush tint in the shade red. So it's a nice simple name. This is part of their, I believe, the kombucha release. Revolution always coming out with like some weird collections, but yeah, this is very interesting because it comes with a little sponge on the end. So this idea, I believe, I don't know who originated it, so I'm not going to say who originated it, but it's very reminiscent of the She Glam one, and that one I absolutely love, and I've been so intrigued to use this one. This is a very red tone, and it's kind of taken off my foundation. I'm gonna add a bit more because it didn't really do much for me here. I think it was like £6, and I've just been obsessed with like trying new blushes and trying different cream blushes and stuff like that. Powder blushes I've kind of put on pause for a while because I'm not like into them as much at the moment. This is really messy, like it's gone like all over the place at the moment, so that's a good start. I'm just adding more because I want some colour on my cheeks, but yeah, any opportunity that I'm getting to buy a new cream blush or anything, I'm all over it. And I just wanted to test this one out. I mean, I'm not expecting anything amazing because, to be honest, Revolution don't have, for me personally, a good track record on cream blushes. All the ones that I've tried, I mention it in my monthly favourites that I have 2 from them which are just not that great. And to be honest, this is not, like, this applicator is not doing so great for me either. This is kind of just like, because the thing is, if you're new to my channel, I like using a lot of blush. That's why I'm constantly adding more, because I want something like, this is the shade red. This is like one of the kind of deeper tones. There was a lot of lighter tones that I'm not really, for me, I want my blush to like pack a punch, but this is not doing much for me at the moment. We'll just move on. I mean, I can't add any more because it will just like be all crumbly. I'm going to add a bit more powder on top just so we're kind of settled in just slightly. So now we're going to go on to the face palette. So as I mentioned, this is by Revolution Pro, and there's only 2 of these that I saw on their website. You can also get this on Beauty Bay. It's difficult to show you because it's like literally you see everything, and I don't really want to show you the rest of my flat. But yeah, you get this, you open it up, the bit of plastic flew away, but yeah, you get your standard kind of blush, bronzer, highlighter, and you get a little eye set as well. It's quite reminiscent of I think it's Milani or someone has released, I'll put up a picture here if I can find what I'm talking about, of many brands that kind of come out with this type of idea. So it's really good, like travel friendly, or if you want something just kind of like all in one, you don't want to buy like multiple things and stuff like that. So this is quite affordable. I think it was like £9, which is pretty good because you do get a lot in here. So I'm going to also add the blush as well, but I'm going to go with the bronzer first. I don't tend to bronze that much because I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm just going to add, oh god, that's probably a bit too much, my fault. Just going to add some on the side here. You get a nice generous size mirror as well, so you do get to see like your whole face, which is pretty handy because I need to see what's happening. Even though I just put that all there, it looks like I just got a lump of like horrible tone on my skin. So again, I'm not very good at bronzing because I need to like practice basically. But I mean, for people who are light to medium tone, for me personally, this bronzer might be a bit too deep because I prefer something that's a bit lighter, so something that's a bit more easy to work with. And so now I'm going to go in with the blush. So the blush just here, and it's quite a peachier tone than I would normally go for, but let's just see how it adds on top of this. And And yeah, I know I'm probably adding way too much product, but we're just going to see how it goes and just blend it in. And it's definitely making me look a bit more rosier, so that's definitely what I want. Add some on my nose. So far foundation is doing okay. I still think it might be a bit too pale for me, so I think I just need to like find what my shade is, and that'll just be so much easier. So let's go on to the highlighter. So you do get a nice big pan for the highlighter, and let's just give it a swatch. Again, it's very difficult to kind of tell if this would suit everyone that is light to medium tone, or those who have like a deeper tone would fit the medium to deep, but you know, hopefully it's will work for everyone. I hope. Yeah, for me this is doing okay. Like, this is a really nice highlighter, so it's kind of one that I would definitely wear, but then sometimes people don't want something as subtle. I don't know why I closed it. I don't know how people want something quite more subtle or something a bit different. So yeah, so far 3 things, not too bad. Again, the bronzer could have been a bit more, maybe a bit lighter for me personally, but that's a personal thing. So we're going to go on to the eyes. You get 4 shades. I'm going to start off with just this shade as a transition. I did get a new brush from Love Revolution. I think this was like £2, because everything in their collection is under £5 basically. So I'm just going to add that all over my lid as like a transition. You can't obviously do much with these 4 shades, but if you want something simple, you're not going out for like a big colourful night, you just want something, again, very simple, this palette is going to do you quite well. And if you're getting ready after work, or you're doing something just something nice and simple, you could take this along with you, pretty handy. Going in with this next shade here, we're taking that kind of in the corner. That's a very light, it's much lighter on the eyes than it is like in the pan, but we're just going to kind of build it up. It's very like skin tone really, but we're just going to blend it out and see if it's buildable, because it might be, it might not be, let's see. So I mean, I can see it in my mirror, on like my camera it's not coming up that much. It might do when I play back, so you see a difference. Not too much at the moment, but hopefully the shimmers will be able to help with that. So just blending back and forth. Maybe with a primer it might show up a bit more, but yeah, it's just a bit too light. Like, you'd want it to be a bit of a deeper tone. I know some people would use like a bronzer tone in there, but I mean, I personally wouldn't, but each to their own. So now I'm going to go in with this shade at the top here. So let's add that on most of my lid, just here to see if it would do anything. Quite subtle. Let's use my finger, let's see if that does anything. Picks up quite a bit. Okay, that's much better ish. You have to kind of work it a bit. Okay, I think for this palette it's more about the shimmer tones for me, because the eye look, it's too like a bit boring for me to be honest. Like, I'd rather have something a bit more out there personally, but for £9 we're doing okay. And then now we're just going with this last shimmer. Again, I'll just use my finger. It's more of a rough tone, so let's go here. That's much better. I mean, I'd rather use that everywhere else. So that other shade was fine, but not as out there. But it's quite nice. It's nice for like a night out. I mean, not me personally, but it's still quite nice. I mean, you can just use it as an eye topper, so that'd be pretty good. And again, you can probably use the highlighter under your like brow bone and stuff. So this palette I think is okay. It's not like you must get this, because if you're like traveling somewhere and you want something quite compact, it might not work for everyone, but it's still okay. So the last things we have are lip products. So the newest thing I have is this lip liner by Love Revolution, and I'm just using my Mr. Burns lip kit from the Simpsons Halloween collection. So I'm just going to use the liner on camera just to see what it's like. I'll go off camera and use this. So It's got a nice kind of sharp edge to it. I think this was like £2, and I do need a new red liner, so let's see how this goes. Okay, it's a nice sharp tip, so if you're sensitive when it comes to putting stuff on your lips, this is a bit too sharp, but you can just, you know, blend it in and it'll be fine. Oh, it's quite pigmented. Oh, let's just get this working. Oh, it's a nice red as well. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do now, off camera, I'll put on the lipstick and I'll add a bit more of the liner and I will give my final thoughts. And this is my finished look. So everything all together I think is okay. I mean, the lip liner is a lip liner, and this whole kit, I mean, as I mentioned before, if you really want to go out and you want something quite subtle, you don't want an eye look that's too stunning, and you know, the blush and highlighter are really nice, the bronzer not really for me. The foundation does look a little bit better. I mean, longevity wise, it's probably gonna be exactly the same when it comes to like any type of foundation, including this one. So everything is okay. I think I need to maybe slow down from Revolution because they really haven't done anything that I feel is like outstanding. So maybe I might not pick up some stuff for a while unless it's something really like amazing, but we'll see. Let me know if you've picked up anything by Revolution recently, anything you liked, didn't like. I'd love to know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias because I'm always active on there. Hope you guys are doing really well. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.